Let's just start with this story. American Prospect reported that, and now there are 5 members of a panel that is supposed to be the Congressional Oversight Commission of the way that money gets doled out. It's all going to be in retrospect, but at least there's some accounting for it, right? There have been, there is 1 member from the House, 1 member from the Senate chosen by Democrats, 1 member of the House and 1 member of the Senate chosen by Republicans. And I think the Republicans get 1 other member. Maybe it's, and I imagine, I don't know if it's from the Senate or it could be from anywhere. And they don't have to be lawmakers necessarily. So the first person who was chosen by the Democrats was this guy, Bharat Rumamurti. He is a former Warren staffer, very well situated to do this type of work. Apparently, he's been tweeting, and because there's no commission yet, and he's gotten the Fed to agree to publish all transactions that use public funds, some detailed information. But he has no staff. He has no office. He's just a guy tweeting and coming up with ideas on trying to create transparency. So that's good. The Republicans in the House and Senate chose Pat Toomey, who was a former Club for Growth candidate, Chamber of Commerce, essentially, mole, and some Congressman French Hill from Arkansas. I don't know who it is. So the Democrats get 1 other person in the House, that comes from the House. And there was only 1, as far as we know, Democrat who expressed interest in this. And that is Katie Porter. Katie Porter, the Democrat you have seen eviscerate finance people. She sits on the Finance Committee. She sits on the Financial Services Committee and the Oversight Committee. Literally 2 oversight committees that deal with finance and money. Perfectly situated for this. So, of course, Nancy Pelosi does not choose her. Who does Nancy Pelosi choose? She chooses a different freshman congresswoman, one who expressed no interest in the job. Donna Shalala. Shalala has no expertise in the financial industry, no expertise in the Fed. She sits on the Education and Labor and Rules Committee. She's on the Early Childhood Education Subcommittee. It's true, she was the former head of Health and Human Services. She was the secretary under Obama. But the oversight panel has absolutely nothing to do with public health or the pandemic. Has only to do with who gets payments from our government. I don't think this is the worst part about Shalala. I think it's her complete lack of interest and expertise in these things. But on her most recent financial disclosure, according to the American Prospect, dated May 2019, she has shares in Boeing. They got a big chunk of this cash. Alaska Airlines, Spirit Aerosystems. Airlines got a big chunk of the cash. She owns Chevron, ConocoPhillips, Royal Dutch Shell, Occidental Petroleum. She owns entertainment stock in Paramount, Live Nation, AMC Theaters. She owns Choice Hotels. TripAdvisor. Nobody's taking trips. Retail and retailer brands. These are all companies that are going to be looking for bailouts. She owns somewhere between $300,000 and $615,000 of shares in United Health, where she served on the board from 2001 to 2007.
They had earnings exceeding their projections in the first quarter they announced last week.
Congratulations to them. That is so exciting for them. That's good. I wonder if that means that they won't get a bailout. Maybe they'll get a protect, just in case.
Well, Cobra.
Oh, Cobra is getting bailed all the way out.
And so all of this is it's stunning. It's stunning. This is just oversight. And they're failing there. Meanwhile, Mnuchin claims that a new bailout deal is very close. Think about what the Trump administration wants. They want tons of money to go to small business, but they want tons of money to go to just about anybody. They don't care. They don't want to necessarily have it go to states and municipalities because they want, wherever that money goes, they want to make sure that it does two things: that it props up the stock market, three things: that it props up big business, and that anywhere else they will get credit for it. And so they're looking at swing states. They're looking at red states. You can look at the distribution of the Payment Protection Act and places like Nebraska where they're supporting the, go out there and don't stay at home attitude for the most part. Gets a huge amount of money. But Schumer and Pelosi are getting ready basically again to refuse to use their leverage to pursue stuff that the Republicans don't want. All they're doing is fighting for stuff that the Republicans are happy to do because they're looking to pour money out the door anyways. They don't care. They've gotten everything that they really wanted, which was that $4 trillion bailout. Now they're just like looking for political cover. So sending money to hospitals and EMTs and this and that would destroy them politically if they didn't do it. But they're pretending so that the Democrats have something to push for. But things like voter safety, mail-by-home ballots, 70% of the public, that includes a lot of Republicans, want ballot by mail. One senator, one Democrat could shut this down by refusing to offer unanimous consent. Remember, the House almost had to come home because of one congressman. Somebody's got to stand up and be willing to be the person who is the a-hole. And the thing is, they will be protected. It's just not happening. They're just not doing it.
So, one thing, Sam, that I think we'd be remiss if we didn't mention why Donna Shalala probably received this was her efforts during the first coronavirus protection bill in March. Check this out.
Mr. Chairman,
this is my fight.
It's not sicko mode, but it's good.
Wow.
Was that
Thanks
supposed to be like if we had Hillary?
That happened.
Was that supposed to be if we had Hillary Clinton? Would this wouldn't happen? Is that what it is?
I think it's just, rallying support and saying that we're going to get through this thing. This is our fight song.
Well, wasn't that also Clinton's song?
Yeah.
Well, okay. Well, that should cover us. That should give us the financial oversight we need. Unbelievable.
It's a real can't they both lose moment